A chord is produced when more than one key is pressed at a time. Using the keys from the piano shown, how many different chords can be produced using up to 4 fingers if each finger only presses one key, black or white, at a time? Start by counting the number of keys. As you can see, there are 7 keys available to press. Since there are 7 keys to choose from, and we are pressing or choosing 4 at one time, the expression that will calculate the number of ways to do this is 7 choose 4. We know this is a combination question because the order that the keys are pressed will not change the sound of the final chord. Evaluate to determine the number of possible chords using 4 fingers. There are 35 possible chords using 4 fingers. Now we need to find how many chords can be produced using 3 or 4 fingers. Since we already know how many chords can be produced using 4 fingers, we need to find the number of possible chords using only 3 fingers, and then add this result to 35, the number of possible chords using 4 fingers. We know we add the results since we can have 3 or 4 fingers used. This is an example of cases where the OR tells us to add the results. The number of chords possible when pressing 3 keys at one time is represented by 7 choose 3. So, there are 35 possible chords using 3 fingers. So, add the 2 answers to determine the number of chords possible when using 3 or 4 fingers at the same time. There are 70 possible chords when using 3 or 4 fingers at the same time. Notice that the value of 7 choose 4 and 7 choose 3 are equal. Combination expressions with the same end value will be equal when the R values add to the end value. So, in this example, since 3 plus 4 equals 7, the value of choosing 3 items and not 4 items is the same as the value of choosing 4 items and not 3 items. Now, find the number of chords that can be produced using 2, 3, or 4 fingers. Since we already know how many chords can be produced using 3 or 4 fingers, we will find the number of chords that can be produced using only 2 fingers. Then we will add this result to our previous answer. Again, we know to add since this is a case where OR is used. The number of chords possible when pressing 2 keys at one time is represented by 7 choose 2. So, there are 21 possible chords. So, there are 35 possible chords when using 4 fingers. There are 35 possible chords when using 3 fingers. And there are 21 possible chords when using only 2 fingers. Now, add all 3 results together to answer the original question. How many different chords can be produced using up to 4 fingers if each finger only presses one key, black or white, at a time? There are a total of 91 possible chords when using 2, 3, or 4 fingers. This ends this media segment.